can he do it? Because Luca, with his tyres up to temperature from stopping a couple of laps ago, has got more grip, throws it through. Throwing caution to the wind. Little karting tap that was, wasn't it? So it sent Luca wide, and then the gap opened up, and through he went. I'm sure Luca will not be best pleased about that. They'll exchange phone numbers on the way down into the next left-hand section, but Bortolotti goes through. Fantastic driving. Fella was on the attack in the end.
But Kelvin van der Linde and Luca Engstler have been instructed to change positions. So that little fight that we saw earlier on, where there was contact between them, so Luca Engstler now ahead of Kelvin van der Linde.
Gets ahead of both of his teammates in the space of a couple of corners. Oh, Marco goes out wide and then closes the door. I think he's helping out his teammates a bit there, maybe, because René Rast comes through. Lucas is under attack from René Rast and also from Sheldon van der Linde. And Sheldon dives down the inside of both of them on the way into the final corner.
On board with Lucas Stokes, he's kind of well clear of the car in front. Well, there he was, and then Ricardo Fella comes sailing through. Christian Engelhardt quite a long way further up the road. And looking very, very strong indeed as they come out onto the pit straight. They've done to the inside. Max Powell looking to try and shut him off, but Sheldon van der Linde has his nose in the gap into turn one. Can he get it slowed down? Yes, he can. Good's going to have nothing to defend with as he comes out of turn 5, back onto the tri-oval. Mirko Bortolotti just sailing through. Ironcheck going back to the inside, but it's Mirko Bortolotti, but he has gone deep. Ironcheck Guin, two cars bouncing off each other, but Bortolotti keeps it planted to the inside. Finally, he's through.
In about 2 seconds' time, and Thierry Vermeulen won't be able to do very much about it, but now Mirko's got to explore the limits of grip. Where is the grip? Where is the wet on the way into the corner? It's on the outside, it's on the inside. Through he goes, beautifully done.
He's been watched by the stewards. There's a limit to what he could do to defend from the BMW. But you saw René Rast, it didn't look like it was going to make it stick. Then he found that gap and he shoved that BMW into the hole, over the bump, the little downhill section. And he's desperate to get after Thomas Preining, but he's going to have to look at his mirrors now. Is it going to be out of turn 6 that they switch? He goes deep into the corner to allow him through. Mirko Bortolotti fancies a shot at it as well. He's too far back to do anything about it.
Look at this for the lead of the race. Ricardo Fella has reeled in Thomas Preining and he's trying to get the lead of the race into turn 2, and he's going to do it. Is he? Is he? No, not quite. He's got his nose in front. Now he will. Now he goes through.
Leading the way. Not for long though. Thomas Preining, the Porsche is on rails. He's squeezed Kelvin van der Linde. 2 wheels onto the dirt, and the race leader once again goes to Thomas Preining. At least that will be the net lead. Ricardo Fella now getting together with his teammates.
Contact between the two Audis. Gets up to 6th gear, gets up to 260 kilometres an hour and pulls out of the slipstream, dives for the inside line. He's just got to make the corner now. He's certainly got the position sorted already. He's between Lucas Auer, Sheldon van der Linde and Ricardo Fella. Fella's just about fending off the BMW for now. That's how close they are, everybody. Look at this battle between Sheldon van der Linde and Ricardo Fella. Here comes Nicky Tim on Ricardo Fella as they go side by side for 7th place. But the Audi driver wants every single point he can get from this. Crest down into the right-hander at turn 7. Sheldon van der Linde's got a foot in the door now, though. Accelerates out, draws alongside the Italian. But can he possibly keep Jack Aitken behind with cold tyres? The answer is absolutely not. Well, let's see how Marco managed to find a way. Oh yeah, just missed the apex. The car suddenly got away from him, the Lamborghini. I see exactly what he's saying there. Mirko feels it. Pushing hard is the BMW, Marco Wittmann. Here comes the big Marco BMW, then trying to go around the outside to try eventually to have the inside line when they get to turn 3, and he might just do it, you know. The BMW, oh, he's already through. Easy pickings. But 2 laps ago, he was 1.6 seconds slower than the race leader as Sheldon van der Linde throws it around the outside of Thomas Preining and finally gets past the Porsche. So there's René Rast, who's the second of the pit stoppers, but he's got Thierry Vermeulen and Kelvin van der Linde with their tyres both up to temperature all over him. Look at that from Kelvin van der Linde. Outstanding around the outside of not one, but two DTM drivers. Max Powell still with his tyres struggling to get the heat into them. Can't do anything to fend off the Italian. And Mirko goes straight around the outside of him into turn 7.
Of this time last year when he won in the hot sunshine, but you can see how slippery it is. He's gone deep into turn 1. Jack Aitken as well. Mirko Bortolotti through into second place.
And that might be the little bit of difference we have between ourselves and the track, as we see there Luca Engstler losing third position, still on the slicks, we remind you.
To the inside of Nicky Tim, those two cars running side by side. Lamborghini versus Lamborghini versus Lamborghini. To the inside goes Luca Engstler and sailing past Nicky Tim. Now he challenges Mirko Bortolotti with less than 30 seconds remaining of time racing on this race. Maro Engel getting a push from René Rast as he tries to get past Kelvin van der Linde. The two cars go sailing by. Kelvin van der Linde not able to defend into turn 1. And he has Marco Wittmann challenging him for all he's worth. René Rast wants to get involved as well. He moves to the inside of Marco Wittmann. So back out on track. Nicky Team still leading the way. Maro Engel is up with Mirko Bortolotti. This is significant. To the inside he goes. Maro Engel and Mirko Bortolotti running side by side. This is potentially going to be for second place when the pit window closes. Bortolotti has the inside through the Scholar S. Now Maro Engel moves to the inside and slots in.
Now Jack Aitken, who is trying to hold on to 7th place here, and be 6th rather, ahead of Riccardo Fella, which he's done. He covers the line up on the way into turn 4, but we know that Thomas Preining is very brave on the brakes when they get to the next corner, so they'll go up to close to 200 kilometres an hour. He's got the inside line, and he says, thank you very much, I'll take that, as we continue to watch this scrap for 4th place. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all covered by just about a second, and there is Aitken Nguyen diving up the inside of Jack Aitken, and he rides the curbs on the way out of the Vidal chicane, but he's got the place. Take it to the curbs, take it to the grass now in an attempt to find a different line. He's Preining. This is looking good. He might have the line this time. He might have his foot in the door finally to get at the inside of Nicky Tim. Side by side, he's got to do it now. It's now or never for Thomas Preining. Through he goes, grabs the position. Turn 3 as they make their way through the AMG arena. Looking at the inside again. Here is Maro Engel. He's got his foot in the door. It's going to be 3 abreast here. He's going to get past Auer. He almost got past Bortolotti on the way into turn 4 as well. Under investigation, Rast as well as Sheldon van der Linde almost, and now does get alongside the Audi of Riccardo Fella. He's on a mission here, everybody. Sheldon van der Linde, welcome to Nürburgring 2024. Winwood had done a really good pit stop there for Maro Engel. That was 7.0 seconds as well. And through comes on warmer tyres Sheldon van der Linde to a net 2nd place.
This is an incredible fight. On board with Thomas Preining once again to the inside of Riccardo Fella in turn 11. Was there a bit of contact? There might have been. Another drag race out along towards turn 1. Now Thomas Preining is going to have the line into turn 1. Thierry Vermeulen in front of them. He says, I'm warming my tyres, mate. That's why I'm weaving. No other reason.
That Porsche is so good into turn 11, isn't it? And that gives him the line to turn 1. And he's ahead of the Audi, Thomas Preining. Tricky start where he dropped down out of the top 10. Here comes Preining up the inside of the Ferrari of Aitken. Nguyen, I think, nibbles the Ferrari as well. The two Porsches trying to work together. Jack Aitken caught in a sandwich from Pereira in the Lamborghini, and Mirko Bortolotti getting stuck in 2. With Preining in 6. Look how he dives to the inside and blocks and then goes back, and then the door opens and through goes Preining. And Vermeulen's going to get back at the inside though on the way into the left-hander at turn 2. Still side by side. We've been here before, Thomas. Thomas on the outside, trying to come through, trying to get the inside line for turn 4. He hasn't given up just yet, but I think the Ferrari is far enough ahead. I spoke too soon. Here comes Thomas Preining down the inside. Here comes Aitken Nguyen, who's maybe going to get past the pair of them. Thanks very much, he says. He dives past Preining. These two are both on the cold tyres, the Ferrari and the Porsche. Here comes Maro Engel. He could do without them being side by side though, couldn't he? He's got to try and get past both of them in one go now. And look how much more grip he's got, but he's on an awkward line on the way into the next corner. He's dealt with the Porsche. He'll now deal with the Ferrari, but that was suboptimal, wasn't it, for Maro Engel?
Yeah, that's exactly what he didn't want in his pursuit of the leader. So Maro Engel finally getting past Jack Aitken.
that'll be a hat-trick of 8th place finishes as well in a BMW at this track. He was 8th in both the races last year, but this has been significantly a more positive one given his starting position. And he's not necessarily going to finish in 8th place, is he? Because here he is right now on the rear wing of the Audi, which is struggling a bit with his tyres. What a move this is going to be down the inside. Utter commitment from René Rast.
Through.
Look at Preining. He's gone past the commentary box window, right on the tail of Kelvin van der Linde. There's no doubt about it. He's the quicker of the two. There's contact. Pepper and Sheldon van der Linde are coming in as well. Preining goes down the inside. Kelvin van der Linde has to shut the door. And then you've got Sheldon van der Linde.
Good job, mate. Next car in front is Preining.
Linde, hasn't he? How did that happen? Flashing the lights. I don't think Sheldon made life too difficult, did he? To his teammate, and left the door open on the way into turn 13. Kusawa never gives in. He might be on the outside line, he might be slightly behind, but he's going to brake really late here on the way into turn 4 and try to get the place back. I think Lucas Stoltz, though, should be able to fend him off, and the black Mercedes goes through.
Meanwhile, Mirko Bortolotti has disappeared into the distance.
It's a temperature, and already look, Lucas Stoltz, who was about 4 seconds behind him, he's now all over him and looking to get out the inside, and it takes about a lap to get your tyres up to temperature. He's going to fight hard though in his home circuit here. Clement Schmidt, there's contact between them. Lucas Stoltz fighting to be into 4th place here. They come over the crest into turn 9. They're going around the outside.
Mauro Engel did respond on the previous lap, but Bortolotti currently with that quickest lap.
Yeah, 135.941. Vermeulen, we know, has been into the pits. He's 19th. He's just done a 136.5. So that is the guinea pig. That's the one that started on slick tyres. And the McLaren is flying now as out wide goes Mauro Engel there. And he's going to leave the door open to Bortolotti. Right goes Mauro Engel trying to get the lead of the race away from Arjun Maini. Surely these wet tyres are going to have to change to slicks pretty soon unless more rain comes, because they're going to be overheated here. But Mauro Engel, look, gets the inside line on the way down through turn 5 into turn 6. Sheldon van der Linde and Lucas Stoltz rounding out the top 10, and Mauro Engel in 11th place as it stands. That's what it looked like on board, and it couldn't have got much closer. Mega in a quick line, in a straight line. The BMW is on the inside line when they get to the next braking zone, and René Rast is never going to relent now. So Luca Exler's fought hard for that 2nd place, but René gets through, goes a bit wide on the exit to the corner, but gathers it all back together as they head towards turn 4. So René Rast now up to 2nd place. On board with Thomas Preining. He flicks across to the left. He's the last of the late breakers, Tommy Preining, but he's now having to defend from this man, René Rast, who is close enough to give him a cuddle as they go absolutely side by side through the left under at turn 7. And the BMW, if he holds onto that line, will have the better line for the next turn and the next braking zone. Look back at Engine Guan. He's trying to get back in the mix now, battling away with from Pereira's Lamborghini, but then breathing down his neck is Mauro Engel, and then Lucas Auer and the Mercedes just behind as well. And out wide goes from Pereira. That's all the invitation that Engine Guan needs.
If ever Schubert Motorsport needed to do a quick pit stop, it was them. But now Thomas Preining to the inside of Mirko Bortolotti.
Off the racetrack, sorry.
Took me off the racetrack, and off the racetrack has gone Lucas Harry. Goes wide coming out of the final turn. Here comes then Kelvin van der Linde. This is your chance, Kelvin. He goes to the outside, he cuts to the inside, he thuds over the curbs. The Audi R8 goes side by side with the Mercedes. This for the net lead of the race for all 25 points. And Kelvin van der Linde's got the inside line, and he goes through the South African, charging back through into the net lead of the race. And that was all because of the pressure he'd been applying to Lucas Auer coming out of the final two turns.
Would be disastrous if he got one of those penalties. At the moment, he's keeping the pressure onto Mirko Bortolotti, who has done a phenomenal job getting the heat into those tyres and fending off car 130. But again, Engel has a look on the inside, the two cars side by side. Bortolotti goes wide, Engel muscles his way through, takes the position away.
Two seasons in the points in every single race, and he goes creeping up the inside of Thierry Vermeulen here in the Ferrari. You're on board with last year's champion now, Thomas Preining. Vermeulen trying to fight back, but there's a right-hander coming up. Preining knows he's got the line, clips the curve on the way in. The Ferrari driver is not going to give in though. Fantastic battling here into the left-hander. He goes deep into the corner. Preining to try and get him on the exit. Vermeulen fending him off still. Has got the right-hander coming to him though. He holds the line through there. Again, he goes a bit wide as he jumps over the curb. And once again, Thomas Preining gets dead level with him into the next turn at the Mobile 1 curve at turn 12 at the inside.